What's up guys, Max here, and we are out doing some shooting today. It's a lovely day in Washington, but I'm excited to show you guys this product that we got recently. This is our Outer Limits Supply first aid kit. Here today I want to talk to you guys about emergency preparedness. My family and I, we're really into like the off-road scene, we're into shooting, we're into dirt biking. We're very, very active. I am a professional firefighter and EMT. And up until this week, I've been extremely underprepared for emergency situations. So I want to show you guys what I have been running and this new product that we're jumping into. So the average person is usually pretty much not equipped for anything. I would hope that you guys have some form of a first aid kit on your truck or with you at all times. Something similar to a little pouch like this with bandages, maybe some medications. I stepped it up a notch and added a few other supplies that I liked, and I would keep it behind the seats of my truck. But now we're going to step up to a true trauma box so that we can actually help in a real emergency situation. And that's what this thing is for. I'm someone who likes to pull over when I see an accident and help, and there's been a couple times where I've just kind of been empty-handed, and so we finally decided it was worthwhile to step up to a true trauma kit, and that's what this is. So right now we have it mounted on our quick release system from Outer Limits Supply. All you do is pull this tab and it comes right off. And this is their 6500 series box. This is about as complete of a kit as you can possibly get. He's about to fall off and then we're gonna end up using the kit. We as a family want to step it up and be prepared for bigger events, whether it's a mass shooting, a car accident, an accident while shooting, or dirt biking, or off-roading, really any of those things. This kit here from Outer Limits Supply was designed with off-roaders in mind, but I think that it applies to pretty much everybody. I think everyone should have something like this in their home in case of a natural disaster or a really big accident. And I think it's perfect for kind of like the prepper community, anyone who's a shooter, hunters. I think this product is really well thought out and put together, and I'm excited to show it to you guys today. So this is kind of what we were running. These kind of like little kits like this, they're great for like little accidents. We got some Band-Aids, some small medicines, things like that, but really not going to help you in a situation where maybe you've lost an appendage or heaven forbid like an arm or a bullet wound. Like this is the kit that I had in my truck before. It's just kind of like an old school army kit that I picked up for cheap, and it's really not that well supplied. It definitely won't help us in a real situation. So the cool thing about this box is you don't need any training. I would suggest that you guys familiarize yourself with the equipment that's in the box, take some classes, but don't be intimidated by the supplies that's inside the box. There are some products in there, and there are there's some gear in there that you're going to need to familiarize yourself with, and at the very least watch some videos, take them out and practice with them. It's usually worthwhile to buy a little bit of extra equipment, take it out of the package, feel it, practice with it, see how it works. If you have literally no experience at all, I would do that. This 6500 series box comes with double supplies, double the amount that any of the other boxes would come with. Outer Limits Supply has a couple different options as far as first aid kits. They have their IFAK, which is kind of like a personal first aid kit. Comes in a pouch. I don't have one here with me. They have a box that's a little bit smaller than this. It's called their Day Tripper. It's the perfect box for just going out for one day. It's gonna meet most of your needs for like minor to somewhat serious injuries. I believe it does come with a tourniquet. Then they have their Weekend Warrior. It has a little bit more supplies. And then of course this one.
What's it like having kids?
It's tough. It's tough to it's fun.
Had lots of interruptions today. No, Sawyer's happy. Had a lot of tantrums and early mornings lately because we've been potty training, which has been going well, sort of.
Let me tell you guys what we woke up to this morning. A lot of that noise, and then a giant pile of shit.
Packing up, and we'll try again later.
That's what it's like with kids. You just gotta stay positive. Try again later.
You just grin and bear it.
That's all you can do. Full tantrum today. That's new. That's a new scream. In the civilian world, there's nothing worse than just showing up, having the skills to be able to help, and not having the materials to be able to help. I remember it wasn't that long ago, a guy crashed his motorcycle right in front of me, and I didn't have anything to really help him. I didn't have gloves, I didn't have really anything I could do except for kind of prep him for transport and hold C-spine, and that was kind of a crappy feeling for me. And so now, I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to help someone or help myself or my family in an emergency situation now that I'm well equipped. So let's check it out. This thing is fully stocked. I have no doubt in my mind that we can pretty much handle anything that's thrown at us. Now, so you can look on the back of this box. This is a quick release system. It clips right into my truck. It's magnetic. You pull this harness, it releases the first aid kit, and you're on your way going to help someone in need. All of the Outer Limit Supply hard cases are waterproof, crush-proof, and dust-proof, so you can have it mounted to the outside of your vehicle where it's easily accessed without having any of the worries of having all of the expensive medical supplies on the inside getting damaged or ruined by the elements. So let's pop open the hard case here and take a look at what we have inside. You can see it's really packed full to the brim. On the back, we have a detailed list of all the supplies that come in this box, as well as some helpful tips for bleeding, airway, positioning, and psychological support. This kit comes loaded with supplies. One thing I thought was really cool is this little medication pouch. It makes it super simple to access medications. This box has more handy medications inside than we're allowed to even carry on our fire engine, which is super awesome. Everything is numbered and organized. When you get the kit, your medications will be in a little baggie and you're gonna need to put them in place. But it's no problem at all because they have a card here which acts as a little template or a key as to where your medications belong, and then you just go ahead and you pull out these nice little plastic pouches that are numbered, and of course they open up, you pull out your medication. And these medications range from you know, your basic like aspirin to anti-nausea medications, all the way down to even just electrolytes, which is pretty cool. They made it extremely easy to locate and access your trauma supplies for like a big bleeding injury, you know, something with a gusher, you know, like a really bad one. It's maybe a gunshot wound, an amputation, an impalement, something like that. They made it super easy. There is a bright red bag all taped together. You just pull that thing out, and there you go. You got your trauma dressings. What I like about this is that you can open it and look inside, and you can close it back up. It's a good idea to familiarize yourself with this kit and what's inside of it. The trauma dressings, as well as some of the other supplies. So this is really cool. I like how quick you can just grab this thing and go. It's nice that you can just grab this straight out and go to work, and then when you're done, you've got yourself a nice little biohazard bag to stuff all of your bloody rags and materials in. In addition to that, let's go through some of the cool tools and the things that are inside this box. So you got a glow stick, which is great. You can use this as a signal or marker if you're lost. It'd be nice to have a couple more of these, but that's just something to think about. You can always jump on their website and order additional supplies. I'm pretty sure everything that's in this box is also available on their website. You guys have yourself a cat tourniquet. Now this thing is huge. This could save your life someday. I've been on a lot of calls where patients had you know, bad injuries, but nothing close to requiring a tourniquet. It seems like everyone's go-to when they see any sort of blood is to throw a tourniquet on, and that can lead to some nerve damage and potentially loss of limb. So you really want to familiarize yourself with when's the proper time to use a tourniquet, and you should try to stop the bleeding by other measures first, like direct pressure. They include 2 rolls of adhesive tape. This is a SAM splint. Super cool. When you guys are done with this video, look up SAM splints. There's so many cool splints you can do with a SAM splint. You can splint a broken wrist, a broken leg. You can use this as a C-collar for the neck. There's a lot of really cool things you can do with just this little roll. And I've had the opportunity to use these a lot, and I really like them. And you look like a badass when you roll this thing out and whip up some sort of cool brace. So these are sweet. Inside of here comes a nice pair of tweezers, which we all know what tweezers are used for. You have some eye washing fluid. You got a roll of bandage here. This could be used for basically to apply pressure to a dressing. You could use it as a wrap or a brace. Here we have a CPR mask. It can be used for a child or adult. We have some trauma shears here. If you're not familiar with trauma shears, these things are awesome. You can cut through clothing. These are strong enough to cut through a penny. We've also got a whistle. We have a wilderness first aid manual. Awesome resource for you if you're unfamiliar with some of the stuff that's inside this box that should be able to help you out. This is something I was super excited to see, and we do not carry this on the fire engine, so I was really excited to see this. This is what some people would call Quikclot. It's a topical powder for minor external bleeding, easy to reach wounds. You get the powder inside this case, and then you also have 2 things of super glue. So the super glue can be used as a temporary form of sutures, and then the Quikclot obviously will help you stop a small wound, maybe like a puncture wound. We've got 2 chest seals. Now you can always make a chest seal, but having it ready to go, and this is a self-venting chest seal. These can be used for a sucking chest wound. Like I said, you can create your own, but just having one that's readily available, you just whip it open, stick it on that chest super quick. This is great for gunshot wounds to the torso. This is one of those items that you're just not gonna know what to do with unless you familiarize yourself with the equipment and maybe jump on YouTube and watch some videos. Some of these items come as an extra. There's an extra kit you can add on. I'll show you guys those pieces now, and then we'll get back into what's in the kit. You have an emergency trauma dressing. This is great for applying pressure to a wound and sucking up all that blood. I already showed you the chest seals. This is a 4-inch modular bandage. I believe this is for applying pressure and tension to a wound. Yeah, it's an elastic bandage with a secure clip, probably similar to an Israeli bandage, but it's inside this packaging, so I'm not really sure. I'm gonna look up the manufacturer and see. I'd like to keep everything in my packaging if I can. And then of course a tourniquet. That's like a bonus kit you can add to this kit, and I would definitely suggest that, just especially if you do any shooting. We got 2 packets of burn aid. If you have a bad burn, 2nd or 3rd degree burn, it's suggested you apply a gel to it, and that's what this is. These are like quick cold packs. You pop them, they get cold. Use it just like ice. Here's another type of trauma dressing. I believe this is a 5x5, or let's see, 5x3. So it's 2 different types of things. So you got a non-stick pad for absorbing blood, and then you also have 2 gauze bandage rolls, so not elastic. So you'd have to wrap it pretty tight and tie it off. So good to know. We got a foil rescue blanket. This can be used for someone who's hypothermic. This is just a pouch full of various different Band-Aids ranging in different sizes. Next up, we got 4 sheets of Moleskin. This is designed to help with really bad blisters on your hands or feet. You put this on, helps out a lot. We used this a lot when I was in the Army. Inside this pouch, we have a couple other little pouches of antibiotic ointments, Neosporin style stuff. We also have 4 vials of basically a medication for stings, more first aid burn cream. This is more for like 1st degree burns in your fingers, 1st to 2nd degree burns. Here we have even more ointments and useful medications. Let's see, sunscreen, hand sanitizer, antibiotic ointments. Like, this thing's just loaded. And then of course in these easy to read little boxes, we've got a whole bunch of stuff here. Triangle bandages, eye pads for eye injuries, wound wipes, butterfly closures, which can be used kind of like sutures, temporary sutures, more first aid burn cream. You have hydrocortisone, anti-itch cream, 4 packets of medical gloves, and I believe they're all size large. Latex free, which is great for those who have latex allergies. You have a large box of Band-Aids here, and then we got some wound wipes, 2 big boxes of wound wipes. So that's pretty much the contents of this box. I would suggest that when you get this thing, take everything out. You don't necessarily need to open up all the packages, but read the labels, understand what's in your box. Not everyone needs this big of a box. I just like to be prepared. I would hate to like go look for something that I needed and not have it. But all of their other boxes seem to be well planned out and well stocked. So take some time, look through your box. I would suggest take a picture of how everything's oriented in there. I took everything out and I put everything in how I wanted it. What I did was I kind of went from left to right, starting with like trauma supplies, and moved over to more like things, like the ointments and the bottles of stuff. And then I left all these boxes just kind of right out in the bottom, making them easy to access. I want to demonstrate real quick just how easy it is to stow this thing wherever you decide to put it. Oh, it's magnetic. All you do is come in this way like this, line her up, you hear a click, and she's mounted. Pretty sturdy too. I love how quickly and easily the kit can be accessed, especially where it's at. So I love the pull tab with the magnetic clips. Although I wish I didn't have to, I put a little pistol lock on there with a key. As you guys will see, I can actually access it pretty quickly. The lock doesn't really slow me down much. I can jump out of my cab, unlock the box, and be walking away within, I don't know, 15, 20 seconds. What I don't like is the fact that someone else wouldn't be able to access the box. That key is on my key ring for my truck, so it'll always be with me and it'll always be with the truck. But I'm the only one who's gonna know that. So if I were the one who was injured, it's gonna be difficult for someone to help me. And that sucks, but I wish people just wouldn't steal stuff. You know, climbing, dirt biking, wheeling, anything like of that nature, then I'll go ahead and pop the lock off. That way, if I'm the one injured, someone else can jump on there. So I'll pop the lock off before we start our day. I just have to remember to do that. I think this kit has a lot of potential to save lives, and I'm really excited about it. Really happy that it's on my rig now, and I feel safer. I feel like my family's safer. If you get this thing, be prepared to go through the kit. Familiarize yourself. Don't buy it as an accessory. Don't do it just because it looks cool on your rig. Get it, be prepared to help yourself, help your family, and help others. I would really appreciate you guys hitting that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're gonna be putting out videos weekly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Get some work done this week, but don't forget to live. What are you doing?
I'm filming.
You're filming. Yeah.